Welcome to the Barrel Room Podcast, your front row seat to the world of whiskey and bourbon. In every episode, we're pouring up something worth talking about. From small batch standouts to big label legends, we sip, review, and break it all down one pour at a time. We'll talk tasting notes, share stories, give the occasional review on real-life experiences, and every now and then, bring in a special guest from the industry to share a pour and a conversation. This podcast is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Edward Jones, Chris Ridgett, Aged Wisdom, Bold Strategies, Fallen Brothers, Crafted Spirits, Crafted in Honor, Shared in Remembrance, Maui's Liquor, Pouring Paradise one bottle at a time, the Barrel Room Bourbon Club at Maui's Liquor, United by the Poor, Good News Brewing Company, where everyone loves good news, and Grillo's Chop and Barrel, where fine whiskey meets fine meat. This episode is also brought to you by Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, Missouri, where premium cigars meet an unforgettable atmosphere. Whether you're celebrating a big moment or winding down from a long week, Lit is your sanctuary for top shelf relaxation. Inhale excellence. Embrace sophistication. Visit Lit Cigar Lounge and elevate your next experience. So pull up a chair and have a pour as we dive into this week's episode of the Barrel Room Podcast. This pour of the Barrel Room is brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor, Chris Ridgett. Just like a well-aged whiskey, a solid financial plan takes time, patience, and the right guidance. Whether you're investing for the future or planning your next big barrel pick, Chris is here to help you build a strategy that fits your goals and your lifestyle. So let's raise a glass to smart decisions and visit edwardjones.com/Chris Ridgett to get started. And now let's welcome our hosts, Brian Bisking and Kenny Gales.
Don't forget Skyrim's here.
Welcome back to the Barrel Room Podcast. I'm your co-host, Brian Bisking, alongside co-host Kenny Gales. Welcome back. We have another special guest with us here today, Jonas from Bare Wood. Introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Jonas. I'm the owner of Bare Wood Spirits. And thank you guys for having me on, because this is super exciting, man. I wasn't expecting this whole setup and everything. This is awesome.
Yeah, and obviously I'm happy you're here, because obviously we ran into each other with both being in the spirits industry and seeing an event. So I was like, that's a super cool concept, what you're doing. I think it's innovative, and it was obviously talking with Brian. I was like, let's try to get him on, and we finally made it happen. So welcome, and
thank you for having me.
Very excited to have you. So I want to start. I always usually start about in the beginning. I always say that, and I feel like I'm reading the Bible. Like, in the begining, God created the heavens and the earth. Right?
Amen.
But talk to us a little bit where you got started. Where did the idea come from? You mentioned before we kind of started recording here that you've kind of been in several different businesses. So kind of talk to us where that all came from.
Yeah, I've been in entrepreneurship for my whole life. I really, there's that age-old story that, everyone has where, when I was a kid, I really liked garage sales. And so I, would do my own side garage sale, my parents' garage sale, and I was counting my quarters and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of kept that going. Went through high school, went through college, got a degree, a very expensive piece of paper, and I had a business that I was running in college with the intent of working on that full time afterwards. And I won't get into all that here today, but COVID killed it. I graduated college spring of 2020. And I was like, all right, here we go, full time on this business that I've been working on for 4 years. And then COVID shut down all of my customers. Oh, man. Right as I was going full time.
Devastating.
Yeah. But I had a couple of entrepreneurship mentors who had taught me some, things, showed me the ropes throughout high school and still throughout college. So I reconnected with them, and they basically gave me a job working for them. Nice. So I did product development, I did some engineering, I did sales, I did marketing, just kind of learning a little bit of everything. And eventually, again, without going too deep into it, those businesses all slowed down and I had to do something else for work. So that's when I got connected with Mike Reed, who is actually the inventor. He's the one who conceptualized this product here. Okay. He and I had worked on some other projects in the past. He's just a tinkerer. He's an inventor. He's always come up with nifty little ideas. And I guess the difference with Mike is he actually follows through, and he'll just start making little prototypes, and he'll just throw stuff together. He's got some really cool stories of different products he's brought to the market, toys, games, consumer products, that kind of stuff. he and I got reconnected, and he told me, I've got this thing I've been working on with liquor, and why don't you come over and check it out, tell me what you think. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm either going to have to go into the workforce or find something else that I can spin up pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And we got connected, came over to his house, and we tried some of the stuff that he had for me, and it just blew me away. It blew me away. He had a bottle of bourbon, a vodka, and a tequila that he had in these empty glass bottles. And he had these sticks of wood sitting there, through the cork. And I think the very first thing that really caught my eye was the fact that the vodka, and the tequila for that matter, was the same color almost as the bourbon.
I was just looking at it, I'm like, wait, hold on, which one's the vodka? Which one's the...
I had never even seen that before. And I, number one, was not that big of a drinker at the time. I liked whiskey from time to time. That was pretty much it. Vodka, tequila, okay, do shots in a bar maybe, but you never sip on it. You never reach for a bottle of vodka off your bar like, oh, I'm going to sip on this. But I decided to try it, of course, and it was smooth as silk. Mm-hmm. And it still had that vodka taste, but it also had this rich, warm vanilla kind of caramel to it. It didn't lose any of that vodka essence, but it was phenomenal. Same with the tequila. Mm-hmm. I had never had a tequila that I was like, wow, this is just good.
Sure. So there's some out there, but they're freaking expensive.
right. And this is stuff that he just put into a bottle, shoved a stick in, and waited.
Nice.
And so I told him pretty much there on the spot, I told him, well, listen, if you can get a patent on this, I'll start the business with you. I'll cut your royalties, and you can just let me take the idea and run with it. And I've been, at this point, doing entrepreneurship for, I've got my 10,000 hours.
Yeah, sure.
So I know what I'm doing.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that's where it all started. He has relationships with patent attorneys and stuff. He got that patent issued within a couple of months. And I was able to take his concept and turn it into a product where I was able to work on the business full time, pay myself the bare minimum to be able to just kind of keep going. So, that's pretty much the beginning story. Yeah, I don't know how much longer you want to go on that.
No, that's just incredible to kind of be able to share that with the audience and kind of where the idea came from and how it's evolved, I guess, since there.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can do this without having another job, because this is a very expensive business to get into.
I've been blessed to have gotten used to living off of nothing, ramen, and no sleep.
Yes. Well, I have a couple kids and a wife, so the money seems to just fly out the door. So
I'm trying to get there myself.
I have a maple tree out front, and not a freaking dollar tree, so it doesn't just shed dollars. So unfortunately, I still have to work full time, but it's the nature of the beast. But that's awesome that you can do that and still move it forward.
So what was the first bottle you guys started really releasing and selling? Was it a vodka or was it a whiskey?
It was a whiskey.
Okay.
So at that time, Mike had just been getting stuff off the shelf. He'd buy a bottle of, Buffalo Trace, pour it into his bottle, stick the stick in there, buy another bottle of Buffalo Trace, and then compare them.
Got it. Okay.
Something like that. Jose Cuervo tequila, I think Tito's vodka. Of course, you can't do that.
Right.
And sell it. And so the next, I guess, part of the story is I've been connected with Blacksmith Artisanal Spirits out of Loman, Russ Broker. So I went to high school with his son.
Oh, nice.
And we shared a friend group and everything. And Jake was always known as the guy, your dad's the whiskey guy. He's got to go over to his house for a good time.
Yep.
And so I knew I had a connection in the industry, and I basically said, hey, listen, would you let me, in exchange for, some business deals, come onto your premises and use your license to kind of get started? Mm-hmm. And that was the other part that allowed me to really get started right away, full time. Because if I had to have the licenses and build out the facilities and distill it myself, that'd be a whole other beast.
Yep. So that just answered one of the questions I was going to have, is whether you guys were distilling or sourcing it. And
so we are sourcing it right now. We do have plans, of course, to distill it ourselves in the future. But right now, I'm letting the product, the hook of the product speak for itself. And so rather than me raising $1 million to open up my own distillery, get all the licensing and wait,
ask Russ,
years and years and years. Yeah, exactly. I can source a barrel, whether that be from a local distillery like Russ or Old Dominic or Three Amigos or somebody, or MGP, anybody. And I can take that barrel, split it into a bunch of different varieties. And this is part of a unique opportunity that the patented design affords us, which is I can now play with different wood species. So to come back to your question, we started off with whiskeys because that was immediately available to me.
Sure.
And I wanted to try oak, hickory, cherry, and maple woods. And all 4 of them worked out wonderfully. They were all extremely unique. They tasted really good. And every single tasting event that we went to, it was an equal distribution of favoritism from the crowd. No one had a clear favorite. It was pretty much an equal distribution. I did bring my personal favorite today to share with you guys. Hickory wood, for some reason, there's something about it. It's almost got like a sweet, crisp, nutty, roasted chestnut finish that you just don't get with the other woods.
So let me ask you a question. So you mentioned, you'll get a barrel and you'll split them between 7 different woods, whatever it is. Are you using younger whiskey that allows you to age it more with the wood in it, or you get?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that process? Because obviously the wood inside is it help aging that.
Yes. Yeah. Precisely. So you hit the nail on the head. I prefer working with younger bourbons because then it's still a bourbon, it's still a whiskey, but it's young enough where the wood and its unique flavor compounds can influence the spirit enough to where you're going to notice it.
Sure.
If I were to buy a 10-year and it's already really mature and then stick the wood inside, it still comes through, but it's not as much. You've got that really strong oaky bourbon flavor that just dominates the flavor profile.
Gotcha. Makes total sense.
Yeah. And then, of course, our vodkas and tequilas, those go into the bottle clear. And then they turn this color after just a few days in the bottle.
Now, how long we kind of briefly talked about this outside, but how long does the stick, I guess the stick stays in there forever because it's technically on the cork, right?
Right.
But you were talking a little bit out there about, opening up for oxygen. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Matter of fact, why don't I pour you guys some of this while we're talking about it?
Which one is that?
This is the hickory bourbon.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the first ones that we played with, and it's just kind of my go-to.
Okay.
So when you find a bottle of ours on the shelf, and this is actually going to go back to the beginning of the story, when Mike first had his prototypes, he took a cork, like you have in every other bottle, drilled a hole straight through it, stuck the stave in there, and that was it. When we found that, and I was tinkering, I was making my own samples and stuff from there, I found that when the stave inside the rod absorbs the spirit, as it is going to, it expands. And that bar top would crack, and then you'd start leaking and spilling, and it just, you couldn't get it back in the bottle. It was bad. It wasn't ready for the consumer market. And so this is where my background in engineering and product development came in. I was able to source, a cork that has a plastic tough top but a synthetic interior. And then I was able to get I actually designed and 3D printed these caps myself right now. And then I paint them, laser etch them with our, I still make all these one at a time by hand.
Holy cow.
I do a lot of one by, but not that much.
Yeah.
I have a series of drill presses. So I'll take the cork out of the box, put in the first one, press it, put it in and clean it up, press it the second time, take it out, clean it, wax it, while these are getting 3D printed. And then I pop those off the 3D printer, paint them, laser etch them, and then that's what then goes onto the bottle.
That's really cool.
And that's for now. I actually did bring one of our prototype. This is coming out of an injection mold now. We'll get into that a little bit later maybe, but
cool.
Yeah.
So how do you pour it? Do you have to take the whole cork out, or?
I'll finish answering your first question.
Okay, yeah,
when
sorry.
you get the bottle on the shelf, you'll have the cap on there. The user just pops that lid off. It hangs down around the neck like a medallion. Looks pretty cool.
That's awesome, yeah.
And then that is what exposes the wood to the air. And you can see because we brought this bottle from outside, a little bit colder, and now we're down here and it's warmer, it's actually starting to weep.
Yep.
So you're getting that breathing effect. And I bet if I were to close it, usually if there's enough volume and temperature change, you'll actually start getting bubbled.
I see it bubbling right there.
That kind of depends on, the ambient temperature, will also the volume and the density of the wood and all that kind of good stuff. But so once you've exposed that wood to the air, it's now an open system. And the wood is the medium through which the spirit inside the bottle can interact with the air. Mm-hmm. And so just like in a barrel, you're aging now. And that's proof positive by the fact that we're subject to angel share, I should say. I have an experiment, and I was telling you about it outside, that I've got a variety case that I've kept one in my basement and a twin case in my garage. The basement's steady state, temperature doesn't change much, nothing happens. But out in the garage, it goes through seasons. It gets hotter in the day, colder at night, summer, winter, spring, fall. And the one in my garage, I came back to it, it's been about 2 years now. And some of the woods, of course, like maple is more porous, so it's going to age more rapidly, but they're almost empty. It's just evaporating away. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now you're really getting some.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Some bubbling. So how do I stop talking and pour you guys some? To answer your other question, how do you pour? Some people, just take it all the way out, and then now you just got a regular bottle. Yep. But usually whenever I go around, if you want to get your glass for me, I just take the stave out a little bit, and then I just pour it like this. Oh, okay. And it's actually, it gives you a little bit more control over the bottle, if you think about it.
And so, not to cut you off, but I got to give a shout out to Ed Fogelbach. He's a good friend of mine, shares the same morals and values, and I saw him this morning, and he handed me 3 shot glasses, and kind of was a joke. He's like, I expect you to post this, and I was like, hey, well, actually, I got a podcast coming up at 1 o'clock. I was like, we can give you a shout out and promote you and talk about you. So, Ed, thank you for these. And normally we sip out of a Glencairn, but today we're going to do shot glasses.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, cheers guys. Thank you. Let me know what you think.
And Ed actually owns a farmer's agency and works with them. So if you ever need any commercial insurance or home or auto, reach out to him and he'll get you all lined up.
I get the hickory on the back.
Yeah, this is still a nice fairly young sample. That's not the right date on there. I know that's not correct, but.
So what are you bottling these at proof point wise? Are you doing under 100? Are you doing barrel proofs, or what are you kind of working with now?
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to the greater strategy with production. In the beginning, again, I was expecting to do only single barrel releases. I would only work with distilleries and do one barrel at a time. Mm-hmm. And I would actually co-brand with them. So on the side of every bottle, you've got a batch label. And what that is supposed to tell you is the wood inside the bottle, the finish on that wood, the batch code, the bottle number, when we bottled it, and then there's actually a blank spot where you can write in the day that you popped the cap off and unsealed it. So you know how long it's been breathing. But I pretty quickly realized that if we were to do that, because I've fallen victim to this myself. You'll buy a bottle of a single barrel release, blows your mind, you love it. You want to go back and get another one. It's gone.
Yeah.
And that crushing disappointment.
Trust me, I felt it many times with Mr. Kenny Gales.
Yes.
And so,
like that rise and shine up there, I've got like this much left, and I'm like savoring it. I'm like, I can't drink it.
You can't drink it now. All you can do is smell it from time to time.
But like that one was 49 bottles in it, so it was just a short barrel. So it's like it's disappointing when you get such a good whiskey, because I was 139 proof, fantastic. It looks like motor oil, and oh man, and unfortunately, it's gone.
It's gone.
Well, and that's with the amount of variety that we have. A barrel is only going to produce, 50 bottles of a single variety.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then, of course, you're like, okay, well, how do we even distribute this? If a single barrel is going to go to maybe 2 places, a Friar Tuck and Grillo's or something like that, it became pretty tough. So I pivoted, shifted course. We are now doing what I'm calling a heritage release. And that is going to be the exact same 21% rye from MGP every single time. Still one barrel at a time, but it's the same blend from the same distillery. And that is going to be the replicable, always available.
Got it.
So all the barrels will still be numbered. It'll be barrel MGP 1, 2, 3, 999, hopefully.
Did you say an age statement, or do you know that?
Yes. Yeah. So from MGP, most barrels I'm getting are going to be 3 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll be bottling them up and having the still individual batches, but at least then it's the heritage batch. That's what I know I like.
And you were saying something else outside that I thought was interesting. Was you were saying something along the lines of if the cap is on your cap, it's really not aging past a certain amount of time. Is that, did I hear that right, or I may have misunderstood?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. I know what you mean.
When you let the cap off, the aging process really starts to let it go.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you've got wood inside of a bottle, the spirit inside the bottle is going to be leaching some flavoring out of that, and it's going to be doing something to the spirit. We get compared often to, I'm sure you've seen it, Oak and Eden with the wooden spiral inside the bottle. Love Oak and Eden. I think they've got a really cool brand. The wood inside their bottle, though, it's still a closed system. And so you will get some flavoring out of that wood. You're going to be doing that.
Sure. But
it's limited. And they'll even say on their own website, it's not aging in the bottle. It's going to be, after about 5 weeks, it's going to reach full maturity. You can buy that bottle, put it back on your shelf, come back 20 years later, it's going to taste the same as it did when you first got it.
Got it, okay.
Yeah. And so the cap serves two purposes. Number one, it's kind of the tamper-proof seal, so it comes with a shrink tube over there when you get on the shelf. That way you know it's fresh. But if at any point you do open it up and age it, and you don't want it to completely evaporate away after 2, 3, 5, 6 years, depending on the wood and the spirit and the finish, after, let's say, 7 months, you can cap it back, and now the bottle's a closed system again, and it won't be evaporating away.
Nice.
Gives you more control.
Yeah.
And I'm sure with the smaller concentration, it's got to age it almost faster, quicker.
Yeah.
Than being in a 53-gallon barrel.
Correct. Technically, we have a 30% higher surface area to volume ratio, spirit to wood, than you get in a standard 55-gallon aging barrel. And so you're exactly right. It doesn't take, 5-6 years for that volume of spirit to reach an age or maturity level that you would really enjoy.
Yeah. And
that's good. Really good.
And also, I was just curious, but I'm sure that the name is partially because of the cork here, but is there any other reason why you chose Bare Wood? I think it's a really cool name for branding. I think what you're doing here, the labels is really cool.
Awesome.
We get
So I'm just
lots
kind of curious.
of
I'm always interested in what the background is on somebody when I name a brand or something. I want to know the backstory a little bit.
So Mike, again, crediting him, he was tinkering with names himself, and actually the label isn't too far off from what he conceptualized in the very beginning. So he at first was going to call it Bad Baptist.
Bad Baptist.
and that's actually
in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's a callback to a story that he's got of how he also, talks about this idea. His grandfather ran a bar, and he would start at the beginning of the evening pouring the nice stuff, but after everyone got liquored up, he would put those bottles down and, he'd be pouring from his own still in the back, the bootleg stuff.
Yep.
And so he would still up some, gasoline in the back of his bar, and then he would just drop chunks of wood in there, and, it would work enough to fool people. And as the story goes, Mike asked him one day, he said, "Why are you putting wood into the bottles?" And all his grandpa said, "It just makes it taste better." And Mike just logged that mentally.
Sure.
And then, decades later, he during COVID, he actually did have his own little still. He was bored, like all of us were. He got a little hobby started, and he was dropping wood in there. And then that's eventually what led to this. So his grandpa, being a Baptist, there's a story with him where he told a police officer or somebody one time, "Oh, I'm a bad Baptist," and again, Mike just remembered that. But he then decided calling it Devil's Wood, and then eventually Bare Wood. And the original label is very similar to this, but the tree looked like a kind of a Halloween Crooked Hollows, spooky tree. And so I already loved the label. I loved the cutout of the tree. And I just told him, "Listen, I'll redesign the tree. I'll make it look a little bit more elegant, a little bit more lively." And this is what we landed on.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Sweet. I think it's cool.
Bad Baptist. I'll never forget that. My mom was a Baptist, man. They didn't drink. They don't play cards. They don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Do we want to go ahead and
try
Yeah, so I'll have you guys try the vodka next.
All right.
And as we do, I guess I can talk a little bit about the vodka.
Yeah,
I'll
for
start with
sure.
you over here this time. The vodka's crazy, and it's because different spirits absorb, or I'm going to say work with the woods in different ways. So from what I found, the vodka
vanilla.
really, it pulls out the vanilla and the caramel from
Caramel's heavy
from the
caramel.
wood.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And this is a pretty old bottle, so this one's going to be rich.
It's like almost like a custard-filled donut.
I don't even taste vodka. It does taste like a custard-filled donut.
I get a lot of the vodka on the back. Well, but then I got custard again there.
I was gonna say
I thought like a custard-filled donut immediately.
That's incredible.
It's wild. Yeah.
What's the proof on
That's
that?
really good.
80. Oh, and someone asked me what the proof was on our bottles. We've been doing 90. I was just in my research. I was like, okay, 90 is a pretty approachable proof.
Sure.
Yep.
We're going to bump that up to where our nominal proof is going to be 96 for all of our whiskeys. Our rum is 70. The tequilas and vodkas are both 80.
Any reason behind the number, or just
96?
Yeah.
A year I was born, I guess, but
There
that
you
wasn't
go.
really it. I wanted to, I just wanted to bump it up. I thought 100 might have been a little bit too hot, 94. I was just like, let's just do 96. Let's just try that.
And I feel old when you say 96 was your year born. Dude, I'm thinking,
right? Yeah, because we do everything barrel proof currently because we're on the
Yeah.
single barrel train right now, but we're looking at
wow, that vodka.
launching small batches and blends of anywhere from 5 to 10 barrels to get more volume, and also to drop the proof down to get a little bit cheaper of a bottle and go to market with it and always be available. Like you said, the same mash bill all the time,
Right,
consistent. Stuff like that. So we're doing 99 for our proof point, but that's my employee number at the fire district. So
There you go.
Everything we do has like kind of a little niche story behind it, and that's why I'm curious, like, because I want to let people know if there is reasons for certain things that
Right.
it's kind of a cool story and stuff like that.
We will, so again, releasing one barrel at a time of anything. It's going to be, that's the batch code. I guess I forgot to mention that. On the batch label, if you go to our website or scan that QR code, and you can go to our batch repository, and you can look up your batch, and it'll tell you what distillery it came from, how many bottles of each one it produced. It's like a whole
Oh, that's cool.
repository, yeah. And so one barrel, I will make maybe 20 bottles of barrel proof, and it'll be labeled as such. This is, batch A07. This is barrel proof bottle number 7 of 20. And then I'll have 50 bottles of our nominal 96 proof of hickory, cherry, maple, French oak, Mitsunara. We can just keep going on and on and on.
Have you ever done any, what does Rush use on his snow day?
Yellow birch and amberana.
Amberana.
Yeah.
Wood. Have you ever played with that?
We have not played with that yet. Right now, I'm getting all of our wood from a few different places, but I'm looking to get all of our wood here very soon from Barrel Mill. They're the same guys who make the spirals for Oak and Eden.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And I'll be able to get not only more wood species, but higher quality, and they'll be toasting and charring the wood on site there instead of me doing it by hand myself.
Makes
Nice.
sense.
Nice.
I get the dowels and I shape them and everything. I put them into an oven, for a certain amount of time, depending on the species, and I take them out, and one at a time, I stick them into a drill system, and it spins, and I torch them for a certain amount of time.
Holy shit, you were
just-
doing a lot of manual labor on these,
Yes,
brother.
and I apply all the labels by hand, everything. So we're not quite scalable yet, but that's why this is coming into play, where I don't have to make the corks anymore. These are going
That's
to be
huge.
much more of a better seal. I can reach into a box and just put them in there instead of having to press them and clean them and wipe them and wax them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So, and then getting the wood from Barrel Mill, toasted and pre-charred again, reach into a box,
Yes.
put it together, put it in the bottle. I don't even have a label applicator yet.
Oh.
I'm putting all these on by hand too.
We are too.
Yes, too.
And we have a square bottle too, so it's even more difficult to even
Yeah.
do like a manual applicator.
Well, and with all those
applicator.
branches,
And
it's a nightmare.
yeah,
It's a huge pain. Labor of love, though.
But we
Well,
don't.
everybody got to start somewhere, right? I
Right.
mean, you think the old dogs just started with millions of dollars. Hell no.
Right.
They all started somewhere.
How long ago did you start? I don't know. Maybe I missed that.
It's been just about 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And, we've been slow to grow. If I would have been able to get $1 million, pretty quick, then everyone's always asking us, are you guys going to be on Shark Tank? And I'm like, well, if we sign over half the company,
Exactly.
for
Mark Cuban will be like, I'll give you $300,000 for 80% ownership.
yeah,
That's always the tough part is, trying to make that decision of the direction, and if you need equity and how to do it, who to go through, what percentage, if you're going to give in,
Exactly.
It's just, all that stuff is tough. That's a huge decision for the growth of your brand and what the right decision to make is, quite frankly.
Yeah, we've even talked about it with our, new locker club. Like, do we take in an investor to help, give us some capital to continue to grow? It's like, neither one of us really want to give up a share of ownership.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
exactly. It's because you feel like you know what you've got.
Exactly.
And you're
It
looking at that
becomes
future. Yeah.
I mean, I never owned a business until, Kenny and I did this together, and it's like, it becomes your baby.
It really
You know what I mean?
is, yeah.
It literally becomes a part of you where you just want it to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you just want it to be
Yeah.
perfect. And not everybody's going to think it's perfect, and that's okay. I'm okay with that piece of it. But if I feel like it's perfect, I feel like I have a pretty good high standard, then I'm okay with that, right? That's kind of how I view everything.
The hardest part of it is delegating, because you always think, your passion, your heart's in it, so you're going to do the best job. But really, you need to be able to delegate and to be able to have people around you that are smarter than you,
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's the only way it's going to work. And that's obviously what we're trying to do now with the growth of ours and moving into that tasting room here soon. So things are getting real. And
that's the next step
tough,
for
yeah.
us. Matter of fact, that's kind of the next phase is I'll be opening up a second round of investment. And the plan for that, the funding is going to go towards opening up our tasting room. We've got a suite picked out in the Meadows Mall in Lake St. Louis.
Oh, nice.
Oh, serious? That's
Yeah,
cool. Oh,
yeah. It's not...
We almost went in there.
Really? Did
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Oh, wow. That would have been cool. Yeah, we found a suite. It's right there on the middle circle. And I think that it's going to be just what we want. We're going to build out to be like a speakeasy tasting room. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, we'll be opening up that round early next year, before before springtime. And depending on how much we can raise, we're going to keep going.
That's awesome.
Now, would that be just a tasting room, or are you going to plan on getting a DSP to be able to bottle and label there? Or
Yes,
were
ideally.
Okay.
Ideally. Tasting room first. If we have to do DSP stuff, operations, off-site, so be it. Ideally, though, we'd be doing it all right there. We have enough of a back room area where I could be doing...
Yeah,
all the
it
other
also
stuff.
depend on Lake St. Louis and the codes and zoning, because there's also maximum allowable quantities you can store at one time.
Exactly.
When it comes to barrels and high proof spirits, so we've dealt with multiple issues, and typically, with me being a firefighter, actually the fire district is my nemesis on every single opportunity I have to go in a building and do a tasting room. So I had to turn down like 3 of them, get involved in the process, start getting applications in, and all of a sudden the fire district comes in and basically says you got to do X, Y, and Z, and you're like, oh, it's going to cost you another $50,000 plus. I want architectural designs done for it, and they have to be professional. You can't draw them, and that costs you another $5-10,000, whatever it costs. It's like
insane.
at the end of the day, it's like, okay, this ain't worth it. We'll go somewhere where it's friendly and want us to be there, because at the end of the day, you're going to bring people and raise revenue for that city. So it's like, the city tries to make it work because they want you there, but then the fire department,
Damn firefighters.
and then the crazy thing is, there is a standard for all that stuff, but the fire districts could make essentially their own code for each individual city. So every fire department can be essentially different if they really want to, and some are strict, some are more lenient. So it's just one of those things. So, all right. Well, should we try this next one?
What are we trying next?
The next one is actually our best-selling product right now, and that's our rum.
Really?
So this is our best seller. It's our rum. This one's a fun one.
Label color.
Yeah, and actually that's
it's like
something else that
what do you call it? Holographic, maybe?
it's like pearlescent, oil slick. Some people have called it. We've got another thing that Mike did was crediting him again. The different label colors depending on the spirit. So bourbon whiskey was gold, vodka copper, tequila silver, and then I fought with our label producers to finally get this one. But I liked this pearl for the rum. It's kind of tropical and kind of
it is cool.
So the fun story behind the rum
Reminds me of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. I'll give you a good portion of this one because it's lower proof and it's really good. 70 proof on this one.
That's that marshmallow one. I think I might have had this out at Stone Ledge.
Stone Ledge, yeah, they picked this up.
Oh yeah.
That's another good place you guys should
By the way,
check out.
no problem about good vodka. He's got a killer vodka.
Yeah.
The inversion vodka.
The inversion vodka. I mean, we had a Halloween party here, and I made I don't know, it's called like a drunken witch or some kind of cocktail, and I used his vodka, and it was killer.
I'm not a rum guy, but that's pretty damn good.
That's what I hear all the time.
I'm a rum guy. Summerman, Malibu, pineapple.
This has got
Hurricanes.
like a marshmallow coconut to it, almost, like in my opinion.
Yeah. So the fun story behind this one is that I created the recipe on accident. And then I spent a year trying to recreate it.
Oh, shit. You didn't write it down.
I had it written down. It was just tough. So once we had the whiskey secured, sourcing for that, our vodka we're getting from Blacksmith. This is their 100% Missouri corn vodka.
Which is also good vodka. I have a bottle in my fridge down here.
Yep.
Very good.
We wanted to expand. Tequila was on the list, rum was on the list, and so I did experimenting like Mike did. I would go to the store, buy off the shelf stuff that I could get and experiment. And so I got some Captain Morgan's white spiced rum. Maybe it was silver spice. I couldn't remember. I got a bunch of different Captain Morgan stuff. I thought that's just pretty good.
Yeah.
Middle of the shelf rum. Playing around with it. And I accidentally mixed in, if I remember correctly, some of the coconut in with the silver. I didn't know what I'd done. And I was like, oh, that's coconut. Dang it. All right, I'll try it. And it was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was just right. And so, because a lot of people don't like coconut. Mm-hmm. It's just
I do.
Taste. But
I do in my rum for sure.
Yeah, so it's subtle enough to where it doesn't punch you in the face with coconut.
It's very subtle. I got more marshmallowy kind of note in the beginning, and the coconut.
You're only saying that because of the Stone Ledge cocktail.
Probably, it might be like because I did have that cocktail, but I'm
I can drink that on ice.
But
that's exactly what I do.
And also, it's almost like what's that the Lifesaver, the like whitish colored one. It's like a pineapple-y, coconutty flavored Lifesaver. This is almost what this is, like a nice
like 7
candy Lifesaver. That
you still buy Lifesavers?
No, I don't. But, dude, I work at a firehouse. Some guys got everything there. All the candy those guys eat. Are you kidding me?
I couldn't tell you. That's
really good, man.
This is the only spirit of ours that we add anything into, and it's turbinado cane sugar from Colombia. Mm-hmm. And so just getting a little bit of sweetness in there. But this actually...
Where are you sourcing your rum through?
That's coming from...
Naked? Is it from Naked or no?
No. It's coming from, if I remember correctly, it's a name where I was like, that doesn't sound like something I want to order anything I would drink from. Transchemical.
Okay.
Transchemical. Yeah, I wouldn't want to drink it in there either.
I was talking to Russ about it, and I was like, I need to get my hands on some rum. I think I'm ready to actually try to make this happen.
Because he puts both of us in email chains when stuff comes up for good prices and barrels and stuff like that. That might be one of the companies I saw, and I'm like, oh shit.
I must be right then, because it's
and they got to rebrand their company.
Very high proof rum. It comes in the barrel. I think it's 188, 190 proof.
Holy shit!
When it comes to the barrel, you gotta understand that like MGP and like Transchemical and all that, they're not just doing spirits. It's like fuel and ethanol and all that other stuff for like planes and.
Oh, does MGP do all that too?
They do some of that, yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had no freaking clue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. You can take it one way or the other way. Well, it's still alcohol.
It's still, I guess that's true.
I'm trying to promote this. I don't want people to be afraid of it.
No, I didn't mean like that. But no, they have the ability to do that stuff in those places.
That makes sense.
I
don't care what their name is. That's fucking good.
Thank you. I had a lot of trial and error with this, where I was taking different. Then I had to go from using the Captain Morgan's to this new, just raw rum, the terminated cane sugar, and some other stuff I'll get into. And I was doing different mixtures and different types of wood and different finishes. And I had so many times where I'd invite a big group of friends over, and I did blind tastings. I passed out note cards, like right down
that's awesome,
and everything. And we finally nailed it. And that's what this is now. I remember the first bottle. This is the winning recipe. The bottle, I brought it to a neighborhood pool with my friends. And we had tumblers with ice, and I just poured it in there. And we killed the bottle. Just between the three of us there. And it was a good day.
What's the proof on it now? You said it comes at 188 in the barrel, so it's 70 proof now.
70. Okay. Yeah. It's very, very smooth.
Oh, very smooth.
Extremely drinkable, and for 70 proof, people, especially the ladies, will compare like, oh, I like my Malibu, that kind of stuff. And, they'll try this and they'll say this is better than Malibu. I like this
100%. Has way more flavor than Malibu.
Yeah, and then I tell them it's twice as strong.
Is Malibu only 35 proof?
It's probably,
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it is.
Might be 30%, yeah.
Yeah.
30,
I didn't realize that. No wonder I never get drunk off a hurricane.
I think it was even less. Maybe it wasn't Malibu. It was one of the other ones. Something like that, but they looked it up. They're like, oh yeah, it's only 17%.
Well, I'm going to Google it right now.
Yeah, correct us, educate us, please.
All right, Malibu.
So, that, like I said, I'm not a rum guy, but I think that is definitely something we need to bring into our club and put on the shelf for our members to definitely 100%. Try that, because
it's around 21% ABV.
21%.
So we're high.
35 is what we are here, Yeah, so it was something else. It was like 17%, and that's what she drank all the time. I was like, yeah, this is twice that. Anyways.
I tell you what, I'm in the summer, my pool's open, we're out by the pool. I'm not drinking whiskey out by the pool.
No.
Okay, I just can't do it. I tried, and it's like, this is not working. I'm in a 100 degrees, 80-degree pool, drinking a hot whiskey, and so my wife and I, we make my fashion of a hurricane, which is basically Malibu, pineapple juice, vodka, and it's like a passion fruit juice.
Sure.
So we only use a very little bit of pineapple, and then it's like passion fruit or something, and it's great. But I'd do that all day long. It's got way more flavor than Malibu.
And it's just cleaner than all that stuff you're at.
Well, true.
That's the crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
I just pour this over ice. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
You don't need to do anything to it. You can, and now that's the interesting thing is
I don't think you need to.
I prefer not adding stuff.
Me
to
too.
my stuff.
It has a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Just in the juice itself.
I was kind of begrudgingly allowing this to happen, but I introduced this to places like bars.
Yeah.
And they will take it, and they'll take a whole line of stuff, and then they'll want to make cocktails with it. And I remember one place took the rum and was like, yeah, we're going to let people make it into an old-fashioned. I was like, you mean you're going to pour more sugar?
Yeah.
Like you're going to pour simple syrup into that? Oh my God.
Yeah, you can alleviate that stuff
Apparently it's
altogether.
possible, but you don't have to. You just pour that on ice and you're going to knock people's socks off.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only reason I put pineapple juice and passion fruit juice in there is because you're trying to kill the vodka burn or alcohol taste.
Yeah.
I'm trying to subdue the coconut that just slams you in your face with Malibu.
Right. Now, I will say, if you do want to try a cocktail with the rum, the one that I would recommend you at least try right now, I was working with Russ and his brothers there, and John tried the rum for the first time. His eyes went wide. He couldn't believe it. And he thought there for a second, and he walked in the back, grabbed a bottle of Red Ox Limoncello. Mm-hmm. And we did 2/3 Bare Wood rum, 1/3 Red Ox Limoncello. And that was pretty good. The lime kind of elevated it. And, if you think about it, it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So the point with the rum here that I get to bring up is that there's so many things that we can do to the wood before we put it in the bottle.
Oh, I was just going to ask what kind of wood it was even.
Yeah. So, of course, we can play with different wood species. We've got oak, hickory, cherry, maple, French oak, amberana, so on and so forth. We can toast the wood. We can char the wood. We can also soak it in something else before putting it in the bottle. And so this rum, that is a toasted and charred piece of oak that I soaked in our bourbon.
Nice.
before putting it into a bottle with the rum.
Nice.
So it's almost a reverse. You've heard of the bourbon and the rum cask finish.
Yeah.
This is a bourbon cask finished rum.
Yeah.
There you go.
A little hint of bourbon in there, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Awesome.
So, of course, I didn't bring any here today, but we're going to be unveiling a bunch of new combinations next year. One of my new favorites is a red wine soaked stave of
that is freaking
toasted and
good.
charred oak. And when we soak it in wine for 24 hours, and then we'll put it into the bottle of bourbon, and it actually takes on a reddish hue.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Really good.
I do enjoy some red wine finished stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely
You are
intrigued with
you
that.
are a port fan.
Yes.
Yeah, the
I am a
port,
port barrel
sherry
finish fan.
cask, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I like cherry cask.
Oloroso is phenomenal.
Oloroso's phenomenal. I've had some though. Chardonnay.
Yeah.
The
The Sauvignon Blancs are a little
Yeah, I
hit or
was like
miss.
Joe Maui has a High West product. That's the Sauvignon Blanc
Mhm.
finish. It's like, okay, it's good, but like there's something on that aftertaste for me that I don't like the white wines, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm more of a red wine kind of guy.
It
I mean,
needs to be
I don't
kinda
even
rich
drink
and
white
earthy.
wine.
Yeah.
But like, during the holidays, well, if I have a glass of wine, it's a Pinot Noir or it's a red wine of some kind.
Mhm.
Pinot Grigio. Well, no, that's white. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But besides the soaking, then we can get into smoking. And we
Oh,
actually
yeah.
will smoke the wood in a smoker like you would a piece of meat.
Mm-hmm.
And after we take them out, plunge them into the bottle, seal it up, it releases those
Oh,
smoky
of
course it does.
flavors. And so
That's awesome.
one of our more popular ones right now is an applewood smoked oak in a bourbon. And so you're getting all the oaky, flavors from like a regular barrel, but then you've got like this smoky, fruity flavor to it. And you're not smoking a cocktail. It's coming out of the
Yeah.
bottle, tasting like it was smoked. It's really amazing. And we have been experimenting with cigar smoked oak
Nice.
too. That's a really interesting one because it gives you the same mouthfeel after you drink it, like
Yeah.
you just took a puff off a cigar.
That's one you should
Yeah.
maybe soak in a Oloroso or a sherry or a rum, soak the wood in there, and then do the cigar smoke to it, and then be like a cigar blend.
Interesting. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Right.
Or
Yeah.
honestly, try it soaking them 72 hours, one in each, and then cigar blend or cigar smoking it, and then try that.
I mean,
It's endless,
yeah.
but
it's endless.
I mean, I'm just
It
trying to
really
think of, typically that's kind of what a cigar blend is made up of. So if you were to recreate it, who knows?
Well, and so to kind of cap off your point there, I would like to get into what we plan on doing with our tasting room. But while we get into that, let me pour you guys the last sample.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely intrigued
I'm already into Christmas
with this
spirits, so
one.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for this one.
So I told you we can toast the wood, we can char it, we can soak it, we can smoke it, we can also season it. And I
All
kid
right.
you not, this is again, I basically told Mike, because he's got a full-time job as well, but I told him like at least, just from time to time, help me out with the caps and the corks and, the wood and everything. And if you can just, any crazy idea that pops into your head, try it. I'll give you, 5 gallons of
Yeah.
bourbon and, wood, and you can just do stuff. Just figure some stuff out. So he thought about seasoning the wood like you would otherwise. And he was starting to rub the wood in between the toasting and the charring process and at all different stages with different seasonings. And so he tried allspice, and that's what this became. And do you guys have some water by any chance to flush out some of that
Yeah.
rum?
Oh yeah, that's definitely
I
gonna
want
coat
to
that.
kill it with the coconut. But he found some exotic spices, and he started doing some wild things like he would toast and slightly char the wood, and then he would roll it in honey,
Okay.
and then season it, and then just you get all of that on there, and then finish the char, and then put it in the bottle.
That's awesome.
And that's more or less what we've got here. So I'll let you guys cleanse your palates here. This one's really interesting, and we're calling it the Christmas spice because it really is going to give you that holiday kind of pine.
It's perfect timing.
Perfect timing, yeah.
Yep. So
Is this one available now, or is
it will be in the first week of December.
Okay.
I've got the barrel.
while you're pouring it and talking about that, where can people watching this episode find you at? Obviously, sounds like Grillo has you.
Yeah, Grillo's, they're sold out of us right now. They're going to have more rum actually today.
Okay.
And they're going to be getting some of the Christmas spice. They're going to get some of the red wine and a few different varieties. The best place to get us right now is Friar Tuck here in Missouri. So there's the Crestwood, Fenton, and O'Fallon. And sadly, the O'Fallon location is having a closeout sale.
They're shutting down?
Oh,
They're
man.
shutting down.
Yep.
And I live right over by that one. That was the very first store that I ever got us into. And so it's super sad. I know all the employees over there now. I came in there to check in on an inventory, and there was this big banner, 20 to 40% off everything, closing out. So if you go to Friar Tuck and O'Fallon, I've got a huge display with everything at the end of the whiskey aisle, and everything's 20% off. So
Well, maybe we could help you get into Maui's Liquor.
Joe, I need to talk to Joe. Not got
We might be able to help with that.
We might be able to help with that.
Hey, Joe, guess what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Joe, we got 2 cases coming on the shelf for there.
My best friend, Blake, he lives over in the Cottleville area, and Maui's is one of the places he goes to a lot.
Sweet.
And he asked me one day, he's like, have you gotten into Maui's yet? And I told him, I know I need to get in there. I've spoken with the owner a couple of times. Mention me next time you go in there.
Well,
so he did the next day, and he's like, yeah, he says he's been waiting on you.
That sounds like Joe.
That sounds like Joe.
But the other thing is, and I need to help Kenny get into Macadoodles in Darting Prairie.
Yes.
So I know the owner of Macadoodles. I don't know him terribly well, but there's a connection between me and him.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to do a podcast with him at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We opening this whiskey club is like just so, and I am in the health insurance payroll industry for my real job. And fourth quarter is hell for us.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to my wife last night. I'm like, why we decided to do a grand opening during fourth quarter, I will never know again. But once we get through all that, we're going to get Mike on podcast.
Yeah, great.
But
I've spoken with Mike a few times, and we're actually going to be releasing a single barrel something special like this
Oh, nice.
with the St. Charles Bourbon Society
Nice.
in February. And I know that Mike's already pretty keen on being the chief outlet for that.
Nice.
Nice.
So I'll be meeting with him at least in February, but yeah, I would love for him to get some of the Christmas. This label actually isn't even what it's going to look like. I've got some little green and red ornaments.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm going to stick it on there. I'm probably only going to make about 120 bottles
Okay.
of it, and then I'll give some to Maui, some to Grillo, some to people
Just
who
disperse them, yeah.
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 What do some of these bottles retail for, typically?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on where you go, I guess. Now that Friar Tuck, Fallon's closing down, everything being cheaper, they never priced stuff at MSRP anyways. It was kind of bizarre. I don't know if they just hit the wrong button or what, but they were already selling it for a couple of dollars less. Some were a couple of dollars more.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're cheap. So to answer your question, vodka's about 40.
Uh-huh.
The rum is about 50. Bourbons are 50. The smoked varieties are 65.
Yeah.
And then from time to time, I like to release some really special limited edition stuff. And those I have sold for anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a bottle.
Holy shit. Good for you, man.
Yeah, that's actually part of the reason that I've been able to keep going is these little
God.
I'll get in touch with some collectors groups, and I'm a little bit of an artist myself, and so I'll whip up some really cool full wrap, artwork and get 20 or so bottles made. My favorite one so far I made for a Bitcoin art collectors group, and I worked with one of the chief artists there. He lended me one of his little characters, his logo, and I turned our label into a full interactive kind of art piece with his character.
That's
Laser
cool.
etched and painted a box for him.
Uh-huh.
I only made 21 of them. That's a special number in the Bitcoin world. And then dropped those for Bitcoin to this group, and it went over really well.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get on that train. Jeez. No, because some of our stuff is a little higher price because we give back so much money, but to different organizations and families. But
Yeah.
Our highest bottle is 150. But to hear that's awesome. That's good for you guys. You know, and those are one-off collectors. Those are neat collector's edition things. And I was talking to my marketing guy, and he was talking about we're going to launch something called the Legacy Series, where basically we fund the barrel to remember the legacy of the family member or a friend who died in line of duty. And that way they don't have any skin in the game. We take care of it all, and then they can still remember the legacy. Well, he's doing the mock-ups and all that. And he's like, yeah, we could probably get like $400 or $500 a bottle with these once I'm done with the mock-ups and the design and all that. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I got to sell these, right? I'm like, no, but and everybody's loved what we've been putting in the bottle, so it's helped out too. But
your stuff is great. Yeah, even on the 110-degree day where it was it was evaporating out of the cup before you could drink it. I was still impressed.
Where was that?
Right. That was up at the Rising China or the Tommy China event.
Oh, were you up there? That's cool.
Yeah, it wasn't that hot that day, but the sun was beating you guys down from that angle. Yeah,
that's funny.
So I'm always
those pieces are one-offs. The next big exciting one I would say is I can show you the video maybe later. I actually cut together a little teaser trailer for it.
Well, if you have the video, you should send it to us. We can always, when we go.
If you want, I can throw it in
the I can. It's going to be it's another Bitcoin themed one. And it's going to be, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, if I can afford it, I would like to get a booth at the Bitcoin conference in Vegas this spring and sell the bottles to the 30-something thousand people that are
Fallen Brothers can always collab on that.
Yeah,
maybe we get $1,500 a bottle.
Yeah. It's
we can get a booth.
I can show you the video. It's pretty cool.
Can we do like 150 bottles or 200?
Well, the plan is to be 256 bottles, and that's another special number in the Bitcoin world. So single barrel, 256 bottles, and $256 a bottle. And it's really cool. These bottles, I've got a contact who can laser engrave on the bottles. So I designed this mural that wraps all the way around the bottle. And so as you look around the bottle, it's like telling a story as you just go all the way around, kind of continue.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, this is super cool. When you laser engrave the bottles, you can kind of see it. It doesn't look even that good, when you're holding it up. Mm-hmm. But I found these LED car headlight, like rings that you can replace in your car, that are just about the perfect diameter of our bottles. Mm-hmm. And so when you plug those into the wall, and you set the bottle on top, the light shoots up into the sides of the glass and the laser etching glows. Oh, and it just comes to life. Yeah, it's really cool. So I just wanted to play with that, and that's kind of what that bottle became.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I've laser engraved a couple runs of bottle releases for another brand before, so and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it's unique.
Their bottles were a little easier. They're flat in the front. Those are a little tougher, but
yeah.
But that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So right now, Friar Tuck, Grillo's here coming up soon.
Maui's.
Hopefully Maui's here soon. Mm-hmm. There's going to be, Beer and Barbecue Shop off of Mid Rivers Mall Drive. They've got at least some of our rum. The rum is sold out most places. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry, but I think that's pretty much it.
No, good.
Do you
Frankie
have
Martin's and
website?
Yeah, or website, social media,
anything like that?
Yeah. It's just BarewoodSpirits.com. BARE, Barewood Spirits. Okay, that's it. And we're not really on social media right now. Again, I'm the only full-time person, and I hate social media.
It's a job.
Yeah,
it's a job. But I will tell you from a business perspective, it's an incredible way to get your brand out there.
Yeah, gonna have to. And that's actually kind of bringing me to the next phase. This.
Talk about it a little bit more.
I'm not scalable right now. If I were to even approach someone like Total Wine, and they're like, oh yeah, very cool concept. We'll take 10 cases for every location. I'd be like, oh crap.
Yeah,
scramble mode.
And I'd just be drilling corks for 3 months. Mm-hmm. So these coming out of the injection mold now, we're figuring out the material combination that's going to work best. I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. But when this is done, and I've got the wood coming from Barrel Mill and everything like that, I've got a label machine where I can just hit a button instead of having to put the little limbs up there one at a time.
Oh, right.
that's when we'll be getting into some more places. So that's kind of what's next.
That may be one of those things where your label creates a little background and you have that, and so then the label machine puts it on a little
Right.
easier. You know,
Right,
who knows? I
exactly.
mean, obviously, and you could even get it clear.
Yep.
Back
Yeah, we've
and then-
considered that too.
But for now, those are freaking awesome labels, and I can see where that would be
Yeah.
pretty tough.
Yeah. It's been.
I can see. I mean,
It's a lot. It's a lot right now, but we will get there.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you joining us today. Cheers.
Yeah.
Still got a little bit
Cheers.
of Christmas spice here. Didn't hear a little bit earlier. Bearwoods.com, right?
No S.
No
just
S.
Bearwood
Bearwood.com.
Spirits.
So
Bearwood
Bearwood
Spirits.
Spirits.com. Bearwoodspirits.com. And just thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Want to give a special shout out to all of our sponsors: Lit Cigar Lounge, Grill Shop and Barrel, Maui's Liquor, Fallen Brothers Crafted Spirits, and the Barrel Room Bourbon Club. And last but certainly not least, Edward Jones. We appreciate all your support in making this thing happen. And it's guys like you that make this fun, be able to meet new people and share your
you
stories.
guys.
Love what
You
you're
guys
doing,
having
man.
me on to do this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time in 2 weeks.
cheers.
In every firehouse, every patrol car, every ambulance, and every military unit, there's a bond forged in courage, sealed by sacrifice. At Fallen Brothers Crafted Spirits, we raise a glass to the heroes who never made it home. Crafted in honor, shared in remembrance. Each bottle of our handcrafted whiskey tells a story of bravery, of brotherhood, of lives lived in service. And with every pour, you're giving back. Because a portion of every bottle goes directly to organizations supporting the families of fallen first responders right here in our area. To the ones who answered the call, to the ones who still do, and to those we'll never forget, Fallen Brothers, Crafted Spirits. Raise one. Remember them. Available now. Drink with honor. Support with heart.